giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. We are streaming live on YouTube. And of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Somehow, some way, it got worse. Cowboys are in the midst of a terrible losing streak. That doesn't surprise me, but it keeps getting worse. We're going to talk a little bit about it, man. But we have some stock up, stock down. Yeah, there's some stock up from week 10. I try to mix in a little bit of good with the bad, man. It's getting tough out here in these streets. I'll tell you that much. And then we're going to go into the roundup. We got some two important injury updates on some key young players, and the Cowboys have made their quarterback decision. Yeah, they have. What's good with you, though, Bomb Squad?
Bomb Squad!
Got some sugar. I'm eating donuts and stuff, man. Hey, it's rough out here in these streets, man. It really is. It's, being a host aside, just as a Cowboy fan, it's always been rough, but you can't turn on anything without the extra. You just can't. And it's so annoying. But that's the state of where we're at right now. And when you're losing, see, when you're winning, all that stuff is whatever because you're winning. When you're losing, nobody wants to talk about what's happening on the field because there's nothing great happening on the field. So, I get it in a sense, right? And I know what I'm dealing with, covering the Cowboys. But boy, I don't even remember this in 2020. And 2020 was bad, right? Obviously, Dak went down and whatnot. There was still, it felt like some fight. I don't recall the Cowboys losing in the manner they're losing consistently. And I could be wrong. I can't remember, I know there was some blowouts. I remember specifically Washington, Arizona, but they were still in it at the end of the year somehow, some way. But I don't feel like anybody feels like the Cowboys are going to be in it by the end of the year. And, I've been screaming for weeks to make a move at the top. Now it's starting to gain steam. I don't know why it took to this point. You lost your quarterback. I mean, of course you're going to look bad out there. But I thought something should have happened weeks ago if you were going to try to salvage this season. And I think the front office's way of trying to salvage or garner interest was to just out of nowhere trade a 4th round pick in a year where you're looking like you're potentially going to pick in the top 5. It just goes to show you how dysfunctional this front office is and how they just do shit. They just do things and expect it to work out. There's never really a plan, in my opinion. And this is what you get. This is exactly what you get from it. So it's a frustrating season. It's an annoying season, but we're going to try to push through this thing as best we can, man. All right, let's get to this roundup.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time!
It's time.
It is time for...
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Let me talk to you. Yeah!
Once we get to the stock up, we'll talk more about Demo. But there was a scary moment in that game where he was lying on the ground, and you're like, "Come on, man! I mean, can we have nice things?" Demo got up, he walked off, and it was said that he's dealing with bursitis. Now he said, and you can't really go off of these players anymore because we heard what D-Law said. Hey, man, I'm fine. I'll be great. Blah blah blah. But then Stephen Jones came on the radio and talked about both Demo and Guyton and said this of Demo. It looks like we've got a great shot at having him back for this week. So take that with a grain of salt, right? Because we heard that with Deron Bland, and Deron Bland is still out, but different injuries. So there's context to that. And he also spoke on Tyler Guyton, who's been dealing with the neck and shoulder. I want to know what that means, the whole neck and shoulder. Is this a stinger? Is this a spine? Like, what are we dealing with the neck? Because this is your young first round pick. And look, man, I know he needs to develop and needs all the reps, but the last thing I want is him to aggravate the next situation. And we're going into next year and training camp, and he's in and out. It's a nagging neck thing. Shut it down. Like if it's that point, if it's to a point where he misses this game, he's missing practice, shut it down. What's the point? But anyway, Stephen Jones came out and said he was in the morning. Quote, he was in this morning. I think they feel really good about him playing this week. Another one of those. I think we're going to have him back this week. Yeah, okay. We'll see tomorrow on the injury report and Thursday. Then obviously the big one's Friday when they designate guys in or out. But again, if this neck injury has a 5% chance of re-aggravating it and making it worse, shut it down, big man. Shut it down. Now, coming out that game, you had to be thinking, where the hell do you go here at the quarterback position? Because it was all-time bad. We'll get to this in a second. And, of course, they asked Mike McCarthy, well, what you going to do with the quarterbacks? Right away. Bow. Cooper Rush is to remain the starting quarterback. Okay. And after that, because during the presser, he was like, yeah, we're close to bringing back or bringing in another quarterback. So, hey, shouts out to my guy, Will Grier, who is back. They signed him to the practice squad. I was always a fan of Will Grier as a backup quarterback, as a quarterback 3-2, not as a starter. But I liked Will Grier. He was a guy that he's a gunslinger. He's going to make some mistakes, but he has some mobility. I think Will Grier, had he still been here, would have been the perfect backup to kind of throw in for this type of season. John Kitna, remember when Kitna came in? That type of situation. With Coop and Trey, it's so drastic, like the opposites of what they do. Whereas Grier kind of combines a little bit of the two. Grier has the arm, not maybe as gifted as a Trey, but I'd argue Will has he can sling the ball, man. And the mobility, although not as gifted as a Trey, where Trey doesn't have the experience and football IQ, Grier has that like a Cooper Rush. He has experience like a Cooper Rush. He can run an offense like Cooper Rush. I just think he fits right in that middle, and it'd have been fun to watch him go out there because it ain't fun watching Cooper Rush. But McCarthy said on Cooper Rush, I thought he did some good things. Coach.
You're lying.
All right, Coach. He also said, and definitely some things he can learn from. It was good to get him in there. Oh, it's a lot of things that the Cowboys can learn from. A lot of things. And I have this running joke of it's always something that has happened to the Cowboys for the first time in NFL history or in 30 years, 20 years, 50, whatever. That compounded upon itself on Sunday. It was not just bad, it got all-time bad. It got all-time bad. This comes from Bobby Belt, both of these. Sunday's game was the fifth time this season that the Cowboys allowed 180 rushing yards and 28 points in a game, the most in a single season in franchise history. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 8 games left. The Cowboys are the second team in NFL history to complete at least 17 passes and finish with fewer than 50 net yards. But wait, there's more. More from ESPN research from Todd Archer here. The 49 passing yards for the Cowboys are their fewest in a game since their 2001 season opener against the Buccaneers. 28 passing yards. Dave Campo. And then Babe Laufenberg. The Cowboys have just set a dubious record. They have now trailed by 20-plus points in their last 5 home games, the first time in NFL history. I usually come out the games like there's one of these. 4. Now, it's not going to happen, so I'm not going to get all riled up anymore about this. It's clear as day. He's going to let Mike ride this thing out, but I continue to go back to the well of it's just it's mind-boggling to me that as the general manager, right, as the decision maker when it comes to the coaches, let me say that, you're okay with this. I've watched competing teams attempt to make adjustments and moves. I've watched bad teams make, right? Like I've watched the Raiders, the Jets. Now, the Saints are in this, the Bears. They've all said, we're not okay with how things are going, and they made changes. But for some reason, Jerry Jones, wants to be the smartest guy in the room, thinks it's just okay to just let this continue to happen, right? And if you don't know what I mean, the Bears fired their offensive coordinator this morning. The Raiders fired like 3 assistants, an O-line coach, I think the OC or D, I don't know. They fired a bunch of assistants. Obviously, the Jets fired their head coach. The Saints fired their head coach. But the Cowboys just going to let it ride. Now, look, there's 2 things here. One side, I get it. Hey, just keep McCarthy, keep losing, get the pick. Sure. But then to me, there's the competitive spirit side of things. I don't like being a doormat to the NFL. I don't. I know maybe it doesn't change. I don't like seeing my team go out there and continue to get whooped on in this manner. I like for them to show some type of, if they're going to lose, at least lose with some fight, right? At least lose, and I'm not for losing, but at least lose playing better. Shouts out to my guy that came, I'm not sure if they were there for us, but there were some fans at Canvas Sports and Social this past Sunday, and we were doing the show, me and Jesse, and after we ended, I think halftime or something like that, there was a group of guys were walking out, and they looked over and said, "Hey man, Cowboys, this, that. What do you think? You want to tank? I'm like, listen, I'm all for the higher draft pick. I'm not for rooting against my team because I don't think I have to. They're going to organically tank. I don't need to wake up and root for the Eagles to beat us. I don't need to wake up and root for the Texans. I don't need to. They're going to organically do it. But does that mean I want to see it look like this? No. Does that mean I want to see it look like this? No. And I think the only way that you can inject some damn fight is by making some type of necessary change, and he won't do that. So he's on the radio today, probably bigging up his coach. He loves him. And you know what? Let me say something to you guys here. And when I say you guys, I'm talking about the Mike McCarthy will be back next year, people. I'm sorry. What are you sorry about, Sky? I'm adamant that this man should not return, will not return. But the more I hear Jerry talk, the more I get worried that he may. So I just want to apologize to you guys publicly, because there's a handful of y'all that said Mike McCarthy's return. And I said you're crazy. Now I don't think you're crazy. I'll just say this: you're on to something. I'm sorry. Do you accept my apology for calling you crazy? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you crazy. I listened to this old crazy ass man, and he talks about how I regret firing Wade, right? That was strike number 1. I'm sorry, Charlie G. Accept my apology. I'm so sorry. Strike number 2 is when he said, you know what? I also regretted firing Chan Gailey. Oh, Lord Jesus. I like to see things through. Well, you're seeing this through, kind of. His contract's ending. The more this man talks, the longer this guy stays as a head coach, I get worried that he's going to come back. So I apologize for calling y'all some crazy mother, I try to think logically, right? But we don't think logically over here in Cowboy land. We don't think. And there's times where I say, okay, let's put our cowboy hat on, right? I will admit to you guys, I didn't do that. I didn't put my cowboy hat on. I put my logically thinking football fan hat on and said, there's no way. There's really no way he should be on the team now. But there's no way they give him a 3-4 year or not extension, but a contract after this season, especially when they're about to be a top 5 pick. Jerry got regrets firing these other dudes. It went from being crazy to, you on to something. My bad, man. My bad. All right, let's get to some stock reports, man. I know a lot of people want to do draft and everything. I said this, shouts out to Foots and Vach. I said, I can't stomach it just yet. I'm just not ready to go there just yet. There's 8 games left for the season. It sickens me that we're doing legitimate draft coverage. I mean, we're scouting players in November and talking about it publicly. Ugh, that hurts. That hurts my soul, man. That hurts my soul. I guess at some point we'll have to get there because nobody's going to want to return to this show to hear me talk about what's happening with the Cowboys daily. Because a lot of what's happening is the on-field conversation is almost gone, right? Like I look around, I don't like to watch big networks, and we're going to get to that in a second, but all you see is these clips being retweeted. But even it's festering within our community, it's festering within independent media where no one's talking about on the field anymore, man. It's all about headlines and hoopla and fodder outside of it. And it's just, that to me doesn't move me. Obviously, we have to talk about some of these things, but the game of football moves me. That's not football. That's drama. That's as the world turns. That's the stuff for these big wigs. But I get it, man. It's a tough season, and these are the things that are being brought up, right? So as we get into that, because we will, but first, before we talk about the negatives of the game, the bad of the game, I do want to talk about who performed in that game. And I'll try to do this each week, right? It doesn't have to be stock up, stock down, but I'll try to pull out the handful of players, maybe even plays. That's something we used to do with the Tape Tuesdays. And we'll talk about these guys. And I want to do that right now with the stock up coming out of that game. And again, when we do these type of things, I don't list, there may be 10 players. I don't list them all because I like to read some of the guys that you may have that aren't on this list. But I want to start off with DeMarvion Overshown. We talked about his injury, right? Fortunately, we dodged a bullet here. But, I mean, we say this, it feels like every other week. If he's not a superstar now, which superstar is relative because sometimes that means a household name. If you're watching a game of football week in, week out, I think this guy has next at the position. He is everything we've been screaming for at the linebacker position for years. He's not a catch guy. He's a see it, get downhill, fucking missile. Now, sometimes that could get him. Sometimes he's a bit OC, but I'll live with that. I will live with my essentially red shirt rookie. When he's wrong at 110%, right? Or going 110%. But Demo finished that day with 11 tackles, 5 stops, 2 sacks, 4 pressures, all before he went out the game. And the one or maybe 2 things to take away moving forward defensively from a young player standpoint is that you're going to have this guy to pair with next guy on that list there, Michael Parsons, for the foreseeable future in that front 7. I don't think you've had a second level defender to pair with him moving forward until now. LVE, I've said it for years. I don't know why we kept bringing him back. The injuries were going to catch up to you. They did. Clark didn't show to be that guy. I do think there is something to Leofau, but obviously DeMarvion Overshown is like that. Which leads me to Micah Parsons. A lot has been made, and yes, this is a stock up for him because on the field. A lot has been made about his locker room interview. That dominated the headlines. That's all everyone wants to talk about. And it's not because of what he said in the first part of the interview, right? That even though that was getting twisted as well, that was fine. Had he left it there, cool. But it's what he said in the latter part of his interview. And sure, we may know what he was trying to say, but it damn sure didn't come out right. And that's something he has to answer for. That's something he did answer for. And I think for me, he's just too candid with the media. I definitely cautioned his folks about this when he got drafted by the Cowboys. I said, let me say this right now. He will be loved initially. But I know him. It won't take long before they will turn. Now, I didn't think it would be this fast like last year. I didn't think it'd be that fast. But that's how the cookie crumbles here in Dallas. So I just think he's a bit too candid. I think he thinks he could just, speak his mind with the media and everything will be good to go. That's not how it works here in Dallas, bro. I feel like at this point, they know he has no filter and they're going to come to him to try to get that soundbite. So if I was him, I would Marshawn Lynch this thing. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Thanks. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Well, Michael, what do you think about I'm just here so I don't get fined? Mike Zimmer, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I seriously. Because not having that filter, and maybe his circle needs to come to him and say, hey, look, we need media training. I know what you're trying to say here, but the way it came out, can't have it, right? And until he's mindful of that, once those phones go in his face, and understands that every media member is going to hang on, and fan is going to hang on every word he's saying. Until he's mindful of that, this is going to continue to probably happen. And because of that, a lot of people are trying to get him up out of here. Not because of what's happening on the field. And I don't know if he fully grasped just how much a lot of fans don't like him because of this and because of the podcast and things like that. I don't think he does. Not that he should care, but that's how these young players are anyway, right? Social media and things like that. So if I was in his circle, I would straight up tell him, hey man, Marshawn Lynch this thing, bro. Say what you got to say for your podcast. But because the media are going to ask you questions to try to get something out of you. Well, what do you think about Mike McCarthy's job status? The you asking him about Mike McCarthy's job status for? But that prompted, hey man, it's above my pay grade. I feel more bad for veteran players, legends, et cetera, et cetera. And that came out. Mike can go be a coach elsewhere, but these legends can. That came out now with the big wig. Micah Parsons says Mike McCarthy can go get up out of here and go coach somewhere else. Like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. And then you put the icing on the cake, man. Zach and them boys been here working way longer and harder than Mike. Well, you can't say that, Micah. I know what you're trying to say, but you cannot say that. So now you got to explain it. So he did explain it. Him and Mike had a conversation. Those guys are fine. Of course they will be. It was really much ado about nothing. But this is Dallas. This is Dallas. This is New Orleans, where players came out and just straight up trashed Dennis Allen, but you wouldn't even know that because no one cares. This is Dallas. This is a different story, bro. If I was you, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Because what sucks about this is it overshadows his return. It overshadows his return. That's why, to me, he's a key club player of the game coming out of there. He only played in 37 snaps, which was the season low, and obviously they're trying to ramp him back up. He's coming off a high ankle sprain that kept him out for like 6-7 weeks. So they're ramping him back up. And he said it. He said, look, I'm not going to hold back. So when I'm out there, I'm going 110%. But he only played 37 snaps, only had 20 pass rush opportunities. And in those pass rush opportunities, he had 5 pressures, second most of the season, 2 sacks, the forced fumble that set you up at the that dang 5-yard line. I think about that. You know, we're talking about off the field. We're on the field. He's making game-changing plays to help you win. But anyway, 2 stops, 3 hurries, and that's why, to me, he's a key club player of the game. Brought to you by Specs, your one-stop destination for unbeatable selections of beer, wine, liquor, and finer foods. Whether you're planning that party or you're just looking for the perfect bottle, Specs has you covered with the great prices, expert advice, and the best brands. Find it all at Specs. Specs Key Club member, the game points and purchase for your purchases to get access to amazing offers like the Key Club member discount, special in-store events, birthday gifts, exclusive VIP events, and access to limited release products. And a whole bunch more. That's Specs. Cheers to you. Cheers to savings. Let's get back into the stock up before we get to the bad part of the game. Rico Dowdle. You know, and let me just do the good stuff here because I've seen a lot of things on social media. Are we done now with the running back? Like one thing, like I don't know why it has been a conversation. He's your best back, man. And we're going to talk about the other guy here in a second. Just hold your horses. But Rico Dowdle, continues to show that he can obviously be a quality part of your backfield. Now, it'd be nice if you had another guy you can mix in there with him, but you just don't have that right now. So Rico is kind of been the guy they've been leaning on. And to start off the day, 10 carries, 50 yards. Game was 14-6. You got to stop in the second half to come out. So you got the ball back 14-6. He finished the day or the second half, 3 carries, I think, for 3 yards. Not that that's his fault, right? But just 10 carries, 50 yards, second half, 3 carries. Granted, the game got out of hand, but you have a quarterback who's performing terribly. You have it's a backup quarterback at that. Maybe we should have leaned a little bit more into the guy, that's actually productive running the ball. Now that's that part. But I'm also seeing people and respectable people I respect say, oh, well, the Cowboys, running back's not even in the top 5, 6, 7 of their needs been drafted because Rico Dowdle. Oh, I would just roll with Rico Dowdle next year, guys. RELAX. Relax. You want to bring Rico Dowdle back with some cheap contract? By all means, help yourself. Sure, whatever. To insinuate that running back isn't a problem, though, because Rico Dowdle is having some mild success is crazy to me. And I hate to do this because it's not Rico's fault. This is just people. There are even times where Rico's positive gains, you're like, man, well, if this happened to be a better back, this is a bigger play. Don't put this out in the air for somebody in Cowboy land to see and say, you know what? Yeah, this Rico Dowdle, we don't need to go get another back. We don't need to draft a young back, a better back. We'll re-sign Rico Dowdle. We got Malik Davis on the practice squad. We'll bring in Royce Freeman back on up in here. We got Hunter Lipkin. Let's run this thing back. Stop looking at, I'm not going to call my man's name out, but stop looking at these numbers. Oh, success. I get it. But when I watch this each and every week, I'm like, ooh, meat on the bone. not his fault. He is who he is. He's a quality backup running back that could be a part of a tandem-ish committee-ish. It's fine. That's okay. But don't let that cloud your judgment going into the offseason, going into the draft, into free agency. And you say, oh, well, we don't need a back. We'll re-sign Rico Dowdle and we'll get a bunch of bargain bin free agents. And we'll draft a guy in the 7th round, undrafted free agency. That's all I'm saying about the Rico Dowdle thing. That's all I want to say about that, man. We got to relax. Chauncey Golston. Man, shouts out to Chauncey. In the middle of a year where this defense is trending to be historically bad, he's a guy that's playing his ass off right now. He's doing everything he could do. He tied his season high in pressures with 5, and now he's going 5 straight games with at least 2 stops. And he's one of the few guys, on the defensive line, the things that you saw in, say, preseason and camp, where you're like, Chauncey is, from a technical standpoint, he looks different. He's doing things from a technical standpoint. He's always been a very quality reserve guy, in my opinion. But from a technical standpoint, you saw improvements. I think you're seeing that translate on the field. And he's one of those dudes where, coordinator be damned, I'd love to bring him back on it as a reserve guy once again. Because you're going to get Marshawn Nealon back here. So you'll have, probably Nealon and Micah, unless they draft another, juice guy. It'll be Micah and that juice guy, right? Maybe Micah's Penn State buddy. But either way, you'll have Micah, Nealon, and really not much else, right? So I would bring back Chauncey Golston and continue to allow him to be a part of, because defensive lines are all about rotations anyway. I think he'd be like your 6th man. He has that versatility. He's been better as a pass rusher on the interior. So when you go, NASCAR, that's the guy you throw out there. From a run game standpoint, he still has that build, and he comes from Iowa where he was a run game guy, and he's playing better in that sense. But yeah, I would. He's playing his way to come back on this team, or is he playing his way off the team? Steven gonna say, I got $1 million for you, Chauncey. I got $1 million for you. And Washington gonna say, I got 5. Oh, Sam. Yeah, it's Sam too. So, Sam, Micah, Nealon, Chauncey. I think you bring back Chauncey Golston back and you see what you can do. Now, with Sam and the ACL injury, he's going to be going into a contract year. So, me personally, and this is a conversation we will have in the offseason. Sam's not a guy that I'm not drafting or I'm not signing or I'm not making a move for. No offense, nothing against Sam Williams. He'll be going into a contract year, coming off an ACL injury. Even before then, it's not like he was just some all-world pass rusher or player. So, this was a prove-it year for Sam, right? So, yeah, I don't look at him as a guy where I don't make a move, right? I'm not going to sign Chauncey back because we got Sam. Hey, I'm not going to go try to get a big-time player because of Sam. Or I'm not going to draft this guy because I'm not doing that. And it's a conversation that we're going to have in the offseason about a lot of these young players. There are only a handful of players where I'm like, yeah, I'm not drafting or I'm not signing a guy because of X, Y, Z. And then finally, Awesome Richards. Finally put Awesome at left tackle, which if you've been following this show, I've been saying this since Awesome has been here. I personally think he just looks way more comfortable at left tackle. But they were moving him at guard. I don't think he has the strength to play guard. Personally, but that's where Solari was putting him. But Tyler Guyton goes out with the neck, or at least he was ruled out. I'm not sure if they knew this was going to happen, so they were practicing Awesome Richards at left tackle. Awesome steps in, and he gets the job done. Again, I want to have this conversation because I'm seeing, is Awesome Richards the starting left? RELAX. Relax. I'm not signing a better left tackle or drafting a better left tackle or playing the better left tackle because Awesome Richards had a solid game against the Eagles. Stop. We got to stop this. We get some breadcrumbs and we like, oh, we take it like it's a whole meal. Look, man, if Awesome Richards turns into your quality swing tackle, I will take that. I thought he was pretty solid out there against. That was a decent game for Awesome Richards. A good enough game for me to be like, yeah, this is my future left tackle. Relax. I don't know why we do this. I don't know why we do this. That's why this is called Rush to Judgment, because I feel like the Rico thing, the Awesome thing, the Cooper Rush thing, we rush to judgment on these players. Let's calm down. Let's be happy that he had a solid game. Let's see if he can stack on. Let's see if he can turn into, at the very least, a competent swing tackle. But the starter? Come on, man. We're not there yet. We ain't there yet, man. And that leads me into the other side of this thing. Because fans have done this time and time again with the backup. And I don't know that there's another player that they've done this more than Cooper Rush. Now, I know I said on Sunday I was going to go crazy on y'all Super Cooper Troopers or whatever. I'm not. I had a day, to sit back and relax. I'm not going to do this, man. What? The Super Cooper Troopers, though, I do want y'all to report to the front. I do want to talk to y'all for a second. When we broke down this thing and we told y'all, hey, Tony Pollard's not walking through that door. Hell, Kellen Moore ain't walking through that door. Michael Parsons walked through there, but DeMarcus Lawrence didn't. Sam Williams didn't. Jonathan Hankins didn't. Dan Quinn didn't. Prime J-Ron didn't. Prime Diggs didn't. Hell, Deron Bland got in there in his rookie year and he 5 right. Like, that defense ain't walking through that door. Tyron Smith didn't. That version of Zach Martin didn't. Hell, even that version of Terrence, right? Tyler Biadasz. But y'all still, because your hate for the quarterback, had the audacity to utter the words, "This man is better for this team." And this is what you got. This is what you got. We are in such dark times with this team, man. It's really hard to have genuine, legitimate conversations with Cowboy fans. It's really hard to have conversation because it's hatred or frustration, whatever you want to call it, for one particular player, two particular players. That all of our ire is directed at said player, to the point where whoever's behind them is better, and that's all we care about. Anybody but. I've been saying this for a long time. Your anger should be directed at that man. And I'm not talking about Cooper Rush. Once you realize where your anger should be directed at, then you can start to have these legitimate conversations. Whether it's constructive criticism or if it's positive talk, whatever. But too far, we go so left. Or right. We go so far left, so far right. It's never quality, genuine conversations. It's, this guy sucks, so this guy's better. I hate this guy, so I'm going to call him a certain name. What has social media really ruined fans this much, man? To the point where you can watch this man, Cooper Rush, and legitimately say out of your mouth, he's better for this team. He's better than Dak Prescott. I don't give a how much you hate Dak. There's no way you could have watched him for 2 seasons and said that. And then you put it on top of it that this team is not that team. And you thought he was going to go out there and give you a spark? Super Cooper Trooper Troopers, please report to the front. I've said this for years. I'd be more, man, I rock with you so much more if you just say, hey, yeah, but dog, I just don't like the quarterback, dog. I think anybody's better than the quarterback. Cool, bet. Appreciate you. But y'all really be thinking y'all doing something by talking about Cooper Rush being the guy. So I'm not going to get on him too much more, but he had an all-time bad performance, bro. 45 yards and 23 attempts. My man had more fumbles. He had just as many fumbles as yards per attempt.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the
Get your ass on, boy.
All right, man. Ezekiel Elliott. Come on back. Come on back, man. Come on back. All right. Super Cooper Troopers, stay to the front. Stay to the front. Ezekiel Elliott Truthers, come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, are we there yet? Like, I'm not doing, y'all keep hanging on this Wash thing. Call it whatever the hell you want. He ain't that guy, pal. And because of politics, we've likely wasted an entire season of potentially pairing a better back with Rico Dowdle. The fumble in the red zone aside, man. But that's what you're supposed to be here to do. You're supposed to be here to punch it in the red zone and whatnot. For the love of me. I don't know what the fascination is with trying to deny who the man is at this stage in his career. There was a play, and it's so funny that I think it was John had tweeted it out. But as I was watching the film, I was like, this is exactly why he's not that guy. This is exactly why anybody saying this dude is the same guy as he was in 2016 is off the rockers. This is why anybody saying, oh, this dude didn't look. So most people agree he's lost a step. But there's no doubt in my mind. It's not just a step he lost. He's lost confidence. He's lost actual ability. And the play is that the I think it was a shotgun pitch. They got Zach Martin. They got Terrence Steele out wide. And all you had to do was just press outside, and he gets a whole lot more. But this is what Zeke has done all year, and people don't want to look at the film. They just, even the positive plays that he has had, it's like, bro, what do you? Because the old Zeke would have said, oh, all right, pow, and took that and got an extra 20, 30 yards probably. Nah, he don't have that confidence no more, man. Everything is cut back inside and seek contact. Y'all thought I was playing after that Saints game when I said, no. Zeke seeks contact. Sky's always done that. Go watch him earlier in his career. He made tons of people miss in space. He didn't seek the contact unless he had to. Let's end this. Let's end this. He's not that guy, pal. And not only is he not that guy, those people don't want to acknowledge that politics are playing a part in making an already not great backfield worse. They should have let him go and go play somewhere else after what happened previous week with the suspension and whatnot and the situation with the head coach. Then on top of that, he fumbles in the red zone. What do they do on the first play? When they get back into the red zone, they give it to Ezekiel Elliott. Y'all don't know Brother Foots. Y'all don't know Brother Foots. He's trolling y'all right now. You want to tell me this is okay? This helps your team? Bro, let Zeke go play for Kansas City. Let Zeke go play for Detroit. Let Zeke go play somewhere else, bro. It ain't. It's a wrap. And I'm tired of acting like to protect that Colts feelings. Running this man out there is a positive for your squad. It's not. I'm done. Gloves are off. Well, Sky, go show the film to his pops. I talked to his pops for 45 minutes and told his pops straight up to his face, I don't think your son's like that no more, sir. I don't. I think you're wrong, sir. We talked for a very long time, respectfully. I was ready to get that 10K. You kidding me, boy? I was trying to get that 10K. I'm going to be straight candid with y'all and transparent. Yeah. I hit the channels up to say, hey, let me set this up. That's 10K. This is easy 10K. We talking about. I have the film ready. I'm not going to put it up here because it's some copyright stuff that might get me taken down. Didn't want to watch. What he wanted to do. And I'm being real with y'all. He wanted this thing to be WWE. See, he don't know me. A lot of y'all kind of know me. I don't do none of this stuff for clout, man. I don't care to do that for content, man. I'm not trying to do that for content. You think I want to... I don't want to do that to your son, number one, and to you publicly. This ain't about content for me. This is about that 10K. I want that 10K. I don't need to do that in front of people. Hey, here's the Zoom link. Here's the Restream link. Let's watch. Let's talk. Need a referee? I don't give a damn. Nope. Verbatim. Man, this stuff's WWE anyway. Let's do this. Let's do it like WWE. I'm good, bro. Moving on. Stock down. Kalen Carson. Damn. They baptized my boy. They baptized my boy Kalen. Hey, and this is another one. Awesome Richards, Rico Dowdle. Okay. I don't want to hear, hey, man, we got Kalen Carson. He did that. No. If a cornerback is available, I'm taking or I'm signing them, and I'm not hearing no cause of Kalen Carson. I hope, like, I mean, look, man, keep, doing your thing, young man. Keep progressing and learning. You're a rookie, but it's not stopping me from trying to get better. Boy, they was attacking Kalen, bro. Every time I looked up, I just saw the back of 21's jersey. He just chasing it. Yeah, sit him down. Come on. They finally sat him down, put Izzy in there. I think Izzy has to remain in there. Izzy got to remain in there. Hey, Special K said it's the AB treatment. I literally looked over to Jesse and said, hey, dog, I ain't seen nobody get baptized like this since AB. He's like, the Thanksgiving game. I'm like, Thanksgiving game is a little weird because they was calling flags on him, but he was getting whooped too. But yeah, they was going after this man like he is AB. AB at his worst. Yeah. And then finally, man, stock down Mike McCarthy. I mean, but hold on. Here's why it's stock down for me. Not because I thought they were going to win. So Cooper Rush was awful. But you ran out there and did the same shit. Like, you got your backup quarterback in there, right? Who is significantly worse than your starter. You're dealing with injuries. Your back's against the wall. You got an opportunity to fight and save your season if possible, or at least keep it competitive. And you go out there and do the same shit with the worst quarterback. It doesn't stop there. All right. It's 14-6. You got a fighting chance coming out of the halftime. Your quarterback and Cooper Rush, I don't know what he was out there doing. This was your opportunity to say, all right, Trey, see what you got. What do you got to lose? What do you truly got to lose? Trey, this is your time. Not that Trey is some amazing player. I don't think that's the case. But you pull him to the side. Hey, look, man, let's take care of the ball. First read's not there. You're not comfortable with the second read. Use your legs. Play above the 2-3. We want positive yards. Get it out quick. Simplify it off, right? Because it's not like you needed to score a bunch of points at that time. Your defense was giving you a fighting chance. What do? You come out with Cooper Rush again. What does Cooper Rush do? The same shit. Then they put Trey Lance in there for 2 plays and take him back out and put him back in. Yeah, we just be doing stuff, man. So Mike McCarthy, your stock continues to be down. And just like I started to show off with, if the Raiders can make a move, if the Jets can make a move, if the Saints can make a move, if the Bears can make a move, what makes us so special? And I digress. 68 said, can't make this ish up. You can't. It's just a comedy of errors and decision making from top to bottom. And shouts out to Mina Khan. Although, again, if you watch this show, you know we've been saying this for years. It starts with that guy at the top, right? But, you know, Mina, I appreciate her so much because she doesn't fall for the low-hanging fruit often. Now, her job, she's working for ESPN. They're going to put her in position to have to talk about it. But she basically said a lot of things we've been saying. It's hard to have confidence for the Cowboys moving forward because the main issue isn't going anywhere. And she was talking about Jerry Jones. It's rough, bro. It's rough. And I digress. All right, let's get to some super chats. This was one of them interesting ones here. I think I saw one earlier. Yep, I did. Shouts out to you, Still Them Boys. Appreciate you, man.
Super chat.
Still Them Boys dropped 5 and said, what moves, draft/free agency, did we make this off season that were good? Not many. Because I'm questioning all of them at this point. I mean, I like bringing in Eric Kendricks, but that's really all you did. Like Eric Kendricks can't be your only move. And I know Eric Kendricks had the best game last game and he got baptized by Saquon Barkley. But if Eric Kendricks is one of 7 or 8 moves, you know, it's not magnified, right? But none, Still Them Boys. You didn't make many that were good. You literally only made, I want to say, you signed one outside guy until August, right? And then the outside guys you brought in August were a 37-year-old and a guy that the Giants were about to cut. Some will say, Sky, you're burying the lead. What about the sun? Did they ask him about the son again? I mean, just that's just adds on top of the comedy, man. That is this organization. You put up curtains for everything else but the football game, and it's clearly constantly by like this is how I know there's got to be a higher power at work here. Honest question. Does it affect the other team ever? Like, or is it we only see it affect us because we're the Cowboys? But it feels like it never affects the other team. And it only affects the Cowboys. But this owner, I had to, if you watch the presidential debate, you know, this owner wants to insult our intelligence about the sun. Well, everybody has to deal with it. We use it as an advantage, and man, bro, it's tough. It's tough, man. Sully, what's up with you, man?
Hey, Sky, what's up, brother? You know why the sun don't affect nobody but us?
Why is that?
Because they know when to fucking kick the ball. You know what I'm saying? They know what side the fucking we need to go here. The second quarter, the sun gonna be blaring, and these motherfuckers. And when they get down there, all they do is, you know what I'm saying? All right, we gonna run this motherfucker in. You know what? You feel me? But I just called for real. I just had a question. If you ain't trying to go WWE, hey, can you send that film over to your boy? I can use the tank. I can use the 10K.
Oh, I don't think he paying that 10K.
Hey, listen to me. I'll go for WWE for
yeah, I mean, if you need to, boost up your brand and whatnot, sure. But he's not paying 10K. That's what came away from that entire conversation. He didn't want to sit down and watch the film and pay the 10K. He wanted to do a WWE presentation in front of everybody and do like the fake back. He wanted to do the fake back and forth thing, and I can't do it. Any interaction I have publicly is organic. I'm not doing the fake back and forth thing. Not happening.
I don't blame you, Scott. Hey, and one more thing. So everybody saying top 10 pick, and I see a real reasonable situation where we end up. I say top 3, if not 1.
I mean, that's in play. Yeah, 100%. I mean, just you look at the schedule. Giants and Panthers, and I don't even know if you'll beat them at this point, bro. So there you go.
Yeah. So are you against the A-Rod Jordan Love type deal, or?
I feel like it'd be a waste of a pick unless you're getting rid of Dak. I'm not for sitting a guy in a top 1 or 3 of the draft. That does not happen. A-Rod and Jordan Love. Jordan Love was a 27th pick or something like that. That's totally different.
Yeah.
That's totally different, bro.
Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking because it's just like, I mean that would be like if Dak had like 2 years, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Get a quarterback, sit him
if he had less
for a year
years, if you could legitimately trade him, then sure, you entertain that, but that's not happening.
Yeah, I hope that they like if they're not bringing Mike back, they got to already decide this. I don't want to get into the off season to just start. You know what I'm saying? Start the process. Like soon as we can start interviewing coaches, pull Ben Johnson away from Detroit, and look, we trying to sit down and start these interviews already.
No, I feel you. Did you see our post game show?
Not that one.
Okay.
Not this week.
Yeah, I said something similar in a little bit more loud way though. I'm like, I would start the process now. I would start slipping these coaches my number and texting them after 9 or calling them after 9 when they at the crib and they not around the other team. Hey man, what's your interest here? I would start the process now. 100%. I would even risk a fine. You know, I'm trying to get as much information before I have to actually do it, you know, in front of, you know, they come in and all that stuff publicly or whatever. But I would start right now, whether it's college coaches, whether it's NFL coaches. I'm sending, I don't want to say his name publicly, but they got a guy. Okay. They have a guy. I would send him to that team's guy. And I would start the process now and getting as much information as possible for the next guy.
You got to. I'm tired of this waiting around to the last fucking minute. Everything. Just all of it is just bullshit. I always say we just so fucking bad. This shit is crazy.
Yeah, man. It is what it is. As we always say, fam.
It is what it is. It is.
What you gonna do? Appreciate you, Sully.
Yes, exactly.
Right,
hey, I'm gonna let you go, bro.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate the call.
All right.
Let's get to that right there. Boom. Let's get to 945.
Yo, hello.
Yes, sir. You are live.
Good morning, Sky. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
So am I. So I just want to say something to all these quote-unquote smart Cowboy fans that say, well, Cooper Rush is this much better. And Cooper Rush throws the ball so fast. And Cooper Rush could read a defense.
Yeah.
So when Dak is so trash and he can only stat pad in the fourth quarter and put up points and do all this no huddle, what was all the stat padding last Sunday?
Nowhere to be found.
Well, so what was it? If it's so easy, right, when defenses are pulling starters and playing prevent defense supposedly, why couldn't Cooper do all that?
Because he's not that guy, right? like we know that, but again, people.
Yeah, but the occult following. Had to find that out the hard way, and I'm glad they did. I'm also glad when they zoomed in on Stephen Jones' face. And he's sitting there with that stupid look on his face. Motherfucker, that's your problem.
Hold on.
That's you.
Hold on. You know what's crazy though about that cult is I've even seen them say this, and this is what cracks me up. They won't accept what Cooper Rush is and whatnot. They even went as far as say, "Well, did you see the play calling? The audacity."
That's what I'm saying.
Come out here.
That's been the play calling for the past 6-7 weeks. What y'all talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you are going to come out here and talk about play calling when we've been telling you that shit for 7 years damn near. But I digress.
Man. That's why I can't go to no stadium and be around no people because these they talk nonsense. I'm talking about I used to go to cookouts and all that, and I see an incompletion. See, man, that's why Dak is trash, man. Y'all half drunk. You ain't even watching the damn game. Y'all talking about some bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, and you out here criticizing. Now, for Stephen Jones to be making that stupid face on TV, that's your fault. You did that. You know why? Because you come out every motherfucking year, and I'm sorry I'm cussing. If there's any children in the chat box.
Yeah, if it's children in the chat box.
These children need to be at school and get your education and move forward.
Facts.
Okay, now listen. Every year, this is what this man does. Well, that's why we lock our guys, and that's why we have training camp coming up, and there's this opportunity for guys to step up, and our players get hurt, and we have no problem giving our guys contracts, but, you know, when they go down, that's just where we are right now. Motherfucker, what are you solving? What are we doing? What are we doing? So, I'm sorry I had to let that out.
All good.
In closing, look, man, this is obviously gone, and we're going to be in the top 10, but even then, are they going to make the right pick? Are they going to let Will McClay do his job? Or is Stephen Jones going to get all in the damn way like he always does, and I'm gone, man.
Hey, Foots, you still in the chat? Appreciate the call, man. Yes, sir. I totally understand that. again, and maybe this happens before we get to the offseason because the way the season's going, there is going to be a conversation. Another one, because we've had this conversation many times, about how the Cowboys draft and why they need to draft better. But there's going to be a conversation about the recent drafts. Because there is a little bit of a worry that if you do get the top-ish pick, right, top 5 or so pick, that McClay and whoever the coach is going to have to fight, I would say Jerry more than Steven. And look, they may win out, right? They may win out. Steven may win out over Jerry. But the reason why I say that is because we know there's a showmanship to Jerry Jones that, well, if we take this guy will sell. This guy will push the fit. There is a little bit of that in the top 10 pick, right? But I will say this recently, I do feel like the guys have won out. You look at what's the quarterback back in 2014, Johnny Manziel, right? He wanted Manziel. Thankfully, they said no. And they took Zach Martin, Hall of Fame, right? The Micah Parsons situation. I don't know what Jerry really wanted, but I feel like he did lean into his guys, and they said, okay, cool, we'll take a Micah Parsons. But there is just something in the back of my head like, man, if we do get a top pick, are they going to screw this thing up? Which is hard to do, but are they going to screw this thing up? But we're going to have a conversation. Because you ain't going to be able to fill every need in the draft, bro. You're not. And if they take that approach, not much going to get better next year. Like they gotta switch this thing up, bro. But that's Paxton Lynch. That's another one. Paxton Lynch, right? Now, granted, that was towards the end. They wanted to trade back into the first round. But that's another one, right? Like, so my man had to lock Jerry's ass up. $857. Good morning.
Grand Rising, brother.
Grand Rising. What's up with you?
Ain't nothing, brother. Like I said, I'm ready to put the towel on the season, man. Wrap it up, but
Throw in the damn towel. I feel you, man.
That's it. But I mean, that's right. But yeah, especially against Philly, they made us look like a corner pocket.
Bro,
it
felt like if I was an Eagle fan, I'd have been like, man, it's like a preseason game. They just out there just doing shit in the first half, and they said, all right, man, time to turn it up, and they just ran away with it.
Oh no, they say bust our ass. Yeah. No cap. They straight up bust our ass open. No did it. End of the day, man, I did hear the report that we supposedly signed Will Greer to the practice squad.
Yes, sir. Will Greer is on the practice squad. Yep.
Do you think he'll be any good for us? I mean, I know he did a good thing for us during the Tony Romo days. He stepped in for us. Well,
not Tony Romo days, but you mean a couple years ago when he was with the Cowboys in 21-22.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was basically in the preseason. He was the third string for a minute. I don't think he ever got a chance to play in a regular season, but he has regular season experience. He started a number of games in Carolina. For sure. There may be maybe we get to week 14 and 15 or something, and he might get some rep. But I doubt they're going to jump him over Trey if they decide to move on from Cooper Rush being a starter. So I'd like to see it. Give him about a couple weeks to get acclimated. I'd like to see him go out there because let me say this. You got some evaluations to do at the receiver position, okay?
For sure.
Personally, it's not really about Brooks or Tober. I feel like you got enough on them to know what that is. It's more so about Flournoy and Mingo. You already stupidly traded a fourth round pick for Mingo. Now we're throwing him out there to two guys that really can they get him the ball, right? Or any of these damn receivers to keep it a bean. Like can you really get anything from these receivers in the way this team is playing offensively? It's tough. Where I think Will Grier has a gunslinger mentality. That he might throw 3 picks in a game, but he's going to throw 2 touchdowns and 250 yards. And that at least gives you a way to evaluate guys like Flournoy and Mingo.
Exactly. The deep ball threat, for sure.
Just anything, bro. I'm dead serious. Like Cooper, y'all saw my tweet during the game, from Harlem Knights, where they was shooting. Of course. Stop shooting that little ass motherfucker. Like that's Cooper Rush's arm. Like you can't evaluate nothing with that dude's arm. It's a pop gun arm. It's a water gun arm.
Oh no,
but then you put Trey in, so Trey he got zip, right? Like, okay, bam, Trey can, if you 7 yard, he can get it there real fast, right? But does he have the accuracy to do the intermediate to deep things? Not really. So you're playing with fire right there when it comes to evaluating these guys with those quarterbacks, but. Yeah. So if we see anything from Will Grier, maybe towards the end of the season to see if you can get something out of these dudes. Now I hope. Now look, I said it last week. I hope like hell Cooper Rush go out there and he do throw for 250, 300, and we do get evaluation. But I'm not confident.
Now are you on the train with Scooter McGruder?
What's Scooter talking about?
He pushed all the chips in. You watch his videos right on. He's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll stumble across him, but we follow each other. He'll be in the community sometimes too. Shouts out to Scooter McGruder. But what he say? What Scooter say?
Yeah. Because he do the play-by-plays. Oh yeah, he's like at least we'll get a top 10 draft pick. Sure. You know what I'm saying? He's on that. You know what I'm saying? Which is true at this point.
Like tank.
Yeah, basically. I mean, because.
I think we organically are going to tank. I don't think you're going to have. There's nothing they don't have to do anything to tank, but just go line up and play.
Yes, that is true because we can't beat anybody. We beat ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We beat ourselves every time. Like that game, like I said, we had a chance in the beginning, and then it just what was the second quarter? It was just a wrap from there. Like. And like you said about Zeke, man, he's just not who he was. He's just not who he was. He's done for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, we like I said, man, we at this point, man, I still wear my Cowboys, but
of course,
I just don't wear it with the confidence. You know what I'm saying?
No, bro. When I'm out and about, maybe with a Cowboy hoodie or a Dallas hat or something like that, and somebody say something, I'm like, you're right. I'm not about to fight you. Like, what you want me to say, bro? Yeah. Yes.
But see, here's the thing. I live in Boston. I live in New England, brother. They're doing better than us. You know what I'm saying? They're laughing at us like, you guys are American team. You sure? I guess it's a moniker that was given to us, but I don't know if we are anymore. But honestly, man, I just really feel as though this season's done for. At this point, who you got for the NFC East winner this year? Because they play Thursday night, the Eagles and Commanders.
I think Philly eventually does win the division. I know this is going to sound crazy to say because they didn't win the Super Bowl, but they still have a little bit of the championship medal, right? Like they've been there before. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They've been there before.
Been a couple of years.
Whereas Washington, who's having a really great year, all things considered, they're figuring out. They're still figuring out how to win. Now they're doing it. They're winning, and they got a young quarterback that's is exciting and whatnot. Excuse me, but I feel like Philly has been there before. They're starting to get it together. Vic Fangio is proven. I think he is going to make things a little difficult on that rookie, but. The legs are deciding. The legs are the wild card for Daniels, but I think Philly walks away with the division. Yeah.
And one last thing, Kellen Moore just cut us up, brother. You know what I'm saying? That was that Kellen Moore offense on us on Sunday, man.
Shit.
People.
No, it wasn't.
People gotta give him flowers.
You know what? What flowers? Oh, you just see. That's how I know you wasn't watching our halftime show. Kellen Moore did everything in his power to keep us in that game, bro. Me and Jesse was sitting here laughing like, why are you not using Saquon Barkley damn near every other play? You helping us out. You want to keep dropping back and throwing the ball with Micah Parsons back on the field. This ain't the Cowboys pass rush of the last 5-6 weeks. Micah out there. So even if they're not as bad of a pass rush or as good as they were in years past, Micah's still out there. So they kept dropping back and dropping back. And Micah was getting pressure and then got the sack fumble and Demo got the sack. Okay, cool. You keep dropping back and throwing the ball. But that dude proved exactly why you had to let him go as well. Yeah, he creative, but the guy is an idiot when it comes to game planning. You got a running back who's arguably the best back in football right now, or second best at the very least, against the worst rushing defense, and you say, you know what, we're going to give him 5 carries in the first half. You are an idiot, sir. You get down to the 10-yard line and you want to throw the ball with Jalen Hurts, and then what happens? Pick. You are an idiot, sir. So, hey, Kellen Moore, we welcome you back to do that same stupid game plan later in the season and keep us around if you want.
But the thing is, he probably seen where he can expose our secondary, a la Caleb Carson.
It wasn't working though. but like it was working with Caleb, right? Eventually, but I mean, it was 10-6, bro.
Yeah, it's true. This is true.
Or 7-6. I'm sorry, 7-6, 7-6, and then 14-6. Like it wasn't like he was just chopping us up, man. It wasn't like he was just chopping us up. Hell, even Gainwell was eating when he touched the ball. They wouldn't even hand him the ball. Like, thank you, Kelly. I mean, you want to keep dropping back and throwing the ball, please do so, sir.
Yeah, that's 3,500's favorite running back. Yeah,
man.
Gainwell. Yeah, Gainwell.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But end of the day, brother, I mean, all we could do is just hope.
Hey, Barkley might have hurt his wrist, but he went back in there. Barkley went right back in there and got 6 more carries.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And
so
it don't got to be Barkley. Anybody could have ran the ball in the cap. But anyway, man. But again, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it's a wrap. I see Dak's up surgery in today. The surgery's today.
Yeah. Not really much big news to me. I already knew that it was happening, but I think we all pretty much knew the season was over, right? Like he was.
Oh no, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
Season ending surgery. Yeah.
How they say? Wrap it up, B.
Not break it down. Breaking news. Breaking news. Dak did get the surgery. His season's over. But I feel like that was already a thing.
That's no problem, brother. Yeah. Well, as always, brother, I always love you. I love all the content you bring us, Dallas fans. You watch.
Thank you.
Law Nation. Mark Holmes. Mark Holmes was out there. I felt bad for the brother because he was out there, spent his hard-earned money, man,
not a good year to travel,
and got his ass smacked. And got his ass smacked, man. Pause. Yeah, man, we'll see what happens throughout the season, but you know I always call in, brother. You take care of yourself, man, and y'all bless you, brother.
You as well.
You and your family.
Thank you. My theory on the Kellen Moore thing was this. I think he was trying to prove something to the Jones. I think he was trying to semi-audition, man. And it was baffling, but like, let's go look at the. So came out, Saquon got 8 yards on the second carry. Shotgun pass, shotgun sack. False start. Shotgun pass. Gainwell up the middle for 11. Oh, that was on it was 3rd and 33. Punt. Barkley didn't see the ball the rest of that drive. Second drive, that's when I think they fumbled and they got, they was right down there. Saquon, shotgun pass to Hurts, shotgun pass to Barkley, got down to the one, pushes it in. All right, bet. Third drive, shotgun pass to Smith, Barkley for 7. They don't go back to the well. Shotgun pass, interception after being on the 12-yard line. Saquon Barkley had carried the ball 3 times in the first 3 possessions. You are an idiot, sir. Yeah. 7-3. Second quarter. Jalen Hurts up the middle. Jalen Hurts shotgun pass. Saquon Barkley, 6 yards. Let's go back to that. Nope. Jalen Hurts drops back, sack. Third down, Jalen Hurts drops back, 0 yards, punt. We're 4 possessions in, and Saquon Barkley has, I think, 4 carries, and 3 of those carries are productive yards. Kellen Moore's creative. From a game plan standpoint, he's an idiot. Only reason why we was in that game is because they kept throwing the ball with Jalen Hurts early in that game. All right, we're going to get through these here. I want to finish off with points, point decks. So just hold your horses, point decks. And let me get to some of these I don't know, and then the rest I do. 475, what's up? $475 going once. $475 going twice. I mean, I hear you, 475. So, to Mississippi Cowboy. What's good, Mississippi Cowboy?
What's going on with you still?
What's up, man?
Man, I was just looking at some of the film from Sunday's game, man, and just from what I've seen from Kalen Carson, he's just getting worked, man. And
oh yeah, it was,
he
was getting baptized.
I hope he, gets better, but man, this is a rough year for him, and I know he's a rookie, but I would just expect, I would just hope, for a guy like him to make plays. But again, you're asking a 5th round pick, to do all that, as a starter, and like that's tough, you know what I mean? And we didn't do anything to really help out the cornerback position because Diggs is somewhat, still, on the ACL sort of, after coming off ACL injury. Your best corner is J-Lou, and then you got Carson as a rookie starting over there. We haven't even seen Deron Bland play. So it's just like you're asking, a guy like Carson to do so much.
But that, I mean, and I don't know how long you've been watching the show. Apologies, but no, you're Mississippi Cowboy. You're not 475. Yeah, you've been watching the show for a long time. But that's something, if you remember, Mississippi Cowboy, we brought up when we did our State of the Unit cornerbacks. And this is, again, why we have to stop. We got to relax. We kind of push our guys way too far to and ignore. This is why I said, look, man, I get it. The young man's film is great. He's still a rookie, number one. And what happens if you suffer an injury? Like, it doesn't hurt to bring in another guy. And if that means that, Deron Bland is slot, then he's slot. Or if you want to bring in, a different slot. Right? Trayvon Diggs was recovering, right? So I always believed in bringing back either Gilly or I wanted a Keller Witherspoon type, somebody else in here in case you did suffer said injury. And you did. So you suffered it before the season. So you had time now to go, so not only do we need a guy for in case of an injury, we need an actual starter because our guy is going to be out for about a month or so of the season. So they did nothing. They said, nah, bro, we got this 5th round rookie and everything is good to go. Even though Trayvon Diggs is recovering, even though he's a rookie, even though, right? And now look, because of the stubbornness of this front office, man. Oh, we don't need linebackers. Yeah. We don't need real defensive tackles. We don't need running backs. I mean, go ahead.
Man, so I guess, like, what I'm thinking about is how this team, what they're going to do, because they're obviously going to try to answer or address the positions in the draft. And my thing is, like, are they going to add any, get any type of, make any type of trades, or get some type of draft picks in order to, have some type of draft capital, because you let a 4th rounder go because you brought in Mingo. And so now, you're going to, like, after that 75th pick, you ain't going to be, it's going to be a while before you start drafting again. And a lot of players are going to be gone, and what I'm hoping is, that they, make some moves in order to, get some of those picks back, like 3rd and 4th rounders, because I think if they're gonna go in this draft, and try to draft, they need to hit on every single pick because I think they need to hit on like one pick.
Well, for one, they need every single pick. For one, So here's the problem with the Mingo trade. If it compounds on itself, you're likely to get a top. I would imagine probably top 5 pick in this draft, probably. And with that means you would have been picking top 5 on the second day or third day of the draft or whatever, right? In the 4th round, right? And so when people say, oh, well, they got all these 5th round picks, which are mostly compensatory picks, they can move back up into the 4th round. They will never, unless they package next year's picks and a bunch of this year's lower picks, they won't get into the top 5 of the 4th round. You're talking bottom. You're probably talking compensatory picks in the 4th round. So you go from potentially top 5 in the 4th round to maybe the 40th pick in the 4th round. That's right. That doesn't equal, oh, everything is cool. And guess what you had to do? Now we had to give up more picks to get into the 4th round. And if your team we need these picks because we got to fill all these holes. Well, you can't now. Now you can't because you had to give up 2 5th round picks, a 6th, and next year's 3rd, or to get up into the 4th round. Like it's a comedy of errors that this front office just does shit. They don't think about it.
Yeah, still that. So if since this team is likely going to be drafting in the top 5, I'm gonna give you this one last thing. Me, if I'm the Cowboys and I'm looking at that top 5 draft pick, I want either Travis Hunter or T-Mac. That's one of the 2 I want.
Yeah, I'm very early in the process. Shouts out to Foots and Vosh. I tuned into today's show the other day. I'm very, very early in this, but yes, I would say yes to that. One of them 2, especially T-Mac, just thinking pure wide receiver. Like, man, that would be fun to have. And at some point, they've addressed the offensive line. They got 2 young guys and Tyler Smith. That how much? I mean, okay, you know what I'm saying? How much more are we gonna do here, bro? So let's fix the actual run scheme, get a better offensive line coach, and I think that'll figure itself out. But you absolutely need more weapons in the future for whether it's Dak, for CeeDee Lamb, he needs help. Your running backs, like you're going to need more. So I'm with you right now. This is very early. I haven't really studied anything, but I would love to have T-Mac or Hunter.
Yeah. Appreciate your time, still. I'm gonna listen to the rest of the show. Go Cowboys.
All right, please appreciate you. Nobody's stressing out about the picks, Quentin. We're calling out the stupidity. Let's be completely honest here. Mingo nor that 4th round pick is getting you over the hump. But if you can't fail to realize how stupid it was to trade your 4th round pick for a wide receiver who really doesn't have a lot of special skills. I mean, just flat out. I don't know if y'all watched this dude's film in NFL, bro. I'm rooting for this young man. I hope he comes in here and he's a freaking beast. I hope he mosses somebody and he turns into a fantastic, wonderful player. But he ain't that right now. He doesn't have any skills that you say, wow. Yeah, he runs a 4.4. A lot of dudes run a 4. It's not about stressing over a 4th round pick. If you can't see how dumb it is in a year where you're potentially picking in the top 5 and you look around the landscape of the league, you traded a top 5 4th round pick for Mingo from the Jody Domingray gang? The Jody Domingray. What? Yo, then you either a water carrier of this front office or you just don't get it. Package that pick to get a better player. It ain't about the pick. It's about the stupidity of the process to build your team. We just doing shit. We just doing shit. Now, what you better hope? Oh, you better hope. You better hope they don't go into this draft and they say, well, we don't need a wide receiver because we traded a 4th round pick for motherfucking Mingo. And if you think they're not liable to do that, they didn't draft a running back because the owner, president, general manager said, we believe Ezekiel Elliott is a fine starting running back. They had him on the hook in the middle of the draft. Yeah, they knew Zeke was coming back. All right. It's just a 4th round pick. Right over your head. Daryl from Fort Worth, what's up?
Is this Daryl from Fort Worth, not Dallas?
This is Daryl from Fort Worth, not Dallas. I made sure to put that in there because, boy, you got a bone to pick with Dallas.
Yeah, it won't go away. We forget about that.
What's up with you, man?
But it's man. You know, I'm like everybody else. I'm what they say, crying in my beer. So it's hard on a pimp these days.
It's hard out.
And you know, I asked myself the other day. I said, dang, are you a Fairweather fan? Because I can't even tell you how much of the game I watched. I watched the first half. That's it. And I knew in my heart, I knew. In my heart, I knew.
Hey, Daryl, the game was still close to half. This how Daryl just knew. The game was 14-6. It still was a game, and Daryl said, "Shit, I'm turning this motherfucker off. I'm turning this off, man." 14-6, Daryl. Damn.
I left the bar.
So I can't. So let me finish this shot. I can't take no more of this, Cooper. I'm out, y'all. I see y'all. Here's a tip. I feel you, man. It was a rough watch.
Yeah, I mean, part of me was like, that ain't right. But, you know, then I checked back in. I saw what it was. I said, yep, I was right.
You was right. You were right. It became more laughable as I think the apex of that game of comedy was when Cuzzo got whooped and it was a sack fumble on Cooper Rush. And Terrence said, "It's my time to shine, baby." And tried to scoop that ball up. Hunter Lipke took him out. The ball keeps going. Oh, man. That was it. That was the apex of comedy of errors in that game. I said, yeah, bro, this is just one of them seasons, man. All you can do is laugh.
You know, one of the things when I had a bad time in life, I said, you know, just do the stuff that you know is right to do. Let's just do that. You know, and people always come back, just do the fundamentals. Just jump on the ball, man.
Just jump on the ball, fam. Like, what you thought you was about to do, man? What you thought you was about to do, Terrence? Anyway, go ahead.
And then, you know, people will talk about that's one of the problems with the Cowboys from time to time is that hero ball thing they have in their head. That I can just go do this, and you know, and just, man, just keep it simple, stupid. Just do that. Well, and I obviously you can tell I've thrown in the towel, and but I'm still a fan since, you know, I was born when the Cowboys got here, so I'm still a fan. But my thing is, okay, what are we gonna do? And we don't have to worry about tanking like you say.
Nah, that's gonna happen organically.
Reality is just gonna do what it do.
Right.
But what I will say, it seems like to me a lot of times the Cowboys really don't prepare for the next year during this year. God dang it. Because
I don't know. That's interesting because I think sometimes they do too much of looking in the future. It's all about the future for them. It's all about it. And it's never about the present. And if they just took some from time to time throughout this drought and said, fuck the future, let's focus on the now. And the future doesn't have to be like I won't count the very next year as the future because that's kind of like the current present, right? But like forget 2, 3, 4 years down the line. How many times have we heard, hey man, we got to worry about the 2020 back in 2021. We got to worry about the 2023, 2024, 2025 cap. Like what general manager is coming out with a competing team and saying we're worried about the cap 3, 4 years from now when they're trying to win a championship? What general manager makes fun of a Super Bowl winning team for the way they did it and you smirking and laughing like your way's better? Only the Cowboys.
Yeah, what I mean by that is, like, now it's time to see what you have for the future in terms of players. Can they really play? You can have all you want in your head about what you think, but Parcells says it only matters what they do between the lines or when the lights come on, something like that, he says, and what they show on the field. And so, to me, I'm ready to, if we don't think this person is going to be with us in 3 years, I'm ready, but it's too late to trade now, like as far as right now in the season.
Right.
But
so
I'm ready.
I hear what you're saying, but as you're talking, I'm sitting here and thinking in my mind. Let's all participate in this real quick. I think I got this saved. Just hold tight with me. Where you at? There you go. All right, let's go to our lads.
Okay.
And let's be real. Let's eliminate Mingo and Flournoy, right? Because that's what we've been talking about, right? Hey, Jonathan Mingo, Flournoy, we understand those are guys that are going to be here next year. You traded a 4th round pick. You drafted this young man. I'm with you, and let's see what those guys got. But how many other young guys are you like, man, we got to see what we got in these dudes, like legitimate dudes?
Awesome Richards.
No. What you want to sit down your 1st round pick for Awesome Richards, sir?
No.
So then where you putting Awesome Richards at?
I'm sitting your family, man.
So you want to put him at right tackle? Okay, you know what? That's kind of fair. If you want to move on from Terrence and they're already moved on in their mind from Terrence, which I don't think they are, that's fair. I won't fight you. I'm not gonna fight you on that. Okay, but go name all these young dudes. You're like, yo, these are actually some dudes with something. Let's see what they got. I'm just curious.
I need to my safeties. I need to switch them now. I need what's my boy?
Yeah, that's fair too.
Wanye.
That's fair too.
Wanye.
That's fair. You want something? Yeah, you want something? You want something? You want something? Hold on now, because I'm with you on that one. All right, so we got the safeties and we got Awesome. I'll give you that. Hey, you wanted something, Daryl? Keep going, because you learning me something today. You're learning me something. Who else? Tyrus Wheat. You want to see what Tyrus got?
Oh, heck. Defensive line. You mighty right.
Let me see here. I'm looking at the. I can't find no more. But those 3 right there, that's you for sure on something, right? What my man say? You for sure right on. That's a for sure right on.
And I'm sorry. I'm changing quarterbacks. I don't give a dang.
Oh well.
And if I gotta fire Mike McCarthy,
well, look, brother.
So it makes it.
Look, brother. Trey ain't gonna be here next year. Right? Like Trey ain't gonna be here.
Oh, well,
I want to change it because I just don't want to see boring ass Cooper Rush in there. But I'm not counting Trey in this, right? I'm talking legitimate dudes that, hey, they can stick around and be a part of what we do. The safeties make sense because those could be your guys, right? Awesome Richards makes sense because maybe you say, okay, he's our future right tackle. Let's see what he can do. I'm having a hard time.
He's a swing tackle right now.
Right, I'm having a
swing tackle right now.
I'm having a hard time finding anybody else though.
But here's the thing: I feel like with the quarterback, because otherwise you flush down another 4th round draft pick, right?
You did, yeah.
Okay, so what does it benefit you to keep playing Cooper Rush?
Oh, that's a different discussion than what you were having. You're talking about like the future.
Well,
see what you got for the future.
Okay, but I'm trying. When I say future, I'm trying to get as many draft picks as I can get. I'm trying to build up all that I can build for next year.
Well, how does
at everybody.
How does that happen? What does that matter with Trey Lance? You're not getting draft picks for Trey Lance.
My point. So if Trey signs with somebody next year, do we not get a compensatory pick for him?
Only if it's a certain amount of money. If he signs a regular backup quarterback or below average backup quarterback, you're not getting nothing for him. But if he goes in there and he wins you a bunch of games, throws a whole bunch of yards, and he gets a bag, yes. But that only helps you in 2026. It does not help you in 2025.
Brother, I'm again, but not doing, what's the alternative?
Look, again, totally different discussion. I'm all for just throwing Trey out
but
there
that's
and
what I mean.
Westbrook.
I'm prepared. I guess I shouldn't just say next year, but I'm just saying for the near future. Because what I said over the next, my focus is the next 3 years. Okay, and that's why I don't think that's my focus is for the next 3 years.
And let me tell you what you do.
We're gonna have Dak back.
Let me tell you what you do. You trade Trey Lance now.
Well, if I could trade, I'm going to trade anybody I could get out of that now that ain't going to be here. That's my point. But I don't think we can trade nobody right now. The deadline gone, ain't it?
No. Oh, yeah, right. My bad. Deadline gone. I'm sorry. Apologies about that. Yeah.
Yeah, if it weren't for that, exactly.
Yeah. I would have tried to move him weeks ago, prior to the deadline.
Yeah. So, but here's the answer. If we could get the answer to 5, 6 players that you know instead of not going into next year wondering.
Yeah,
that changes and helps your team out a lot.
I don't think it does, but it'll help ease our minds. Like I don't think any of those dudes is moving the needle, but it'll definitely ease our minds going into the offseason. Like, okay, we know we got something in X, Y, Z, but you still need needle movers, I think, to get over the hump. But if you're playing the long game, you will need to know, because the problem with a lot of these dudes you're saying, aside from Austin Richards, is they're free agents. So you're going to have to pay them a little bit of something to come back. And it's like, okay, do I pay them or do I draft a guy or do I sign a better guy? So, that's a whole nother discussion, though.
Yeah. I'm only looking for people that, really we can control, I guess would be the better way to say it.
Then I would recommend the Austin Richard thing, right? If you really think he's a right tackle. I think he's left tackle.
He's a swing tackle, though, isn't he?
He hasn't. I mean, I don't know that, honestly, because what's the name didn't go down yet. But I'd imagine he'd probably do some right tackle things.
Yep.
Mingo and Flournoy, right? I would just start getting them. Just see what you know what I'm saying. Like Mingo and Flournoy for sure, but it's hard because of the quarterback situation. And then, like you said, the safeties. I would definitely go Bell and Hooker and Bell and shit, bro, he hurt right now too. Wanye out right now. Damn, man. Yeah, man. It just, I would say those two whenever Wanye gets back, and I think both of those dudes are restricted free agents, so you do control them, right? You can hit them with the restricted tag, but I would still do that, and maybe you can get them for cheap. Hey, here, Wanye, here go a 3-year, $12 million deal. Now you got you know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna get paid $3-4 million a year. So yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's where I am, man. I just, I drag out to see a few games. If I get, if I don't get that love and feeling from the boys, I'm gonna be gone.
Ain't get one, man.
Throw it in early.
I think we
go to the next week.
I think we gotta recalibrate our perspective here, and I've done that already. And I've been looking at like, oh, hey man, what's Chauncey looking like? What these young guys, like you said, what these young guys looking like? Because that's really, what you got a lot of these veterans. Now I'm focused on what are these guys? Tyler Guyton, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Smith. What are these guys looking like moving forward? Because if we just focus on the wins and losses, it ain't happening, brother. You're not going to get a lot of good out of that, man.
That's a good perspective. I'll keep that in mind. All right, brother. Thanks for the time. I always appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
Salute our guy Daryl from Fort Worth, not Dallas. And closing us out, man. It's not Maserati Marv. It's Poindexter. Good morning, good sir.
What's up, Scott Walker?
You've got the honor.
Hey, man. Look at this. I'm getting ready for my first game of the season.
Oh,
and last year was so funny, man. Every time I got a traveling call, I wanted to say steps. I'm a little too professional for that, but I definitely wanted to say steps.
Brother, if you do that, tell somebody to record that mess so I can send it to my bro. Man, for those who don't remember, I'll quickly go through it. Last year he called and told me he was a ref, and I was like, I knew this ref back home who anytime it was a walk, he would go steps. And he would do the.
we got a few of those in our chapter, man.
Referee, y'all be doing some, man. Y'all be extra sometimes, man. There's refs that when it's a charge, they do the little skip. And they hit you with the like, ref, just call charge, bro. You ain't got to do all that extra nonsense, man.
Well, I've never been a extra ref. You know, I keep it professional.
Phony, because
man.
if I was a ref, I would have been extra point extra. So I'm just keeping it to being with you.
Yeah.
I'd have been extra. I'd have been out there doing all types of craziness. Yeah.
Hey, man, I've called regional playoff games and stuff and everything. I just keep it professional, man, and keep it moving. But you know what? Let me tell you something. You know, when we had this feeling in April. You know, we had the same feeling in April. We kind of knew how this thing was going to go. There was a lot of players that we could have got. Could have signed Dak early. Could have signed CD early. Could have started team building. But we kind of got caught up. The draft came, you know, and we like, hey, we might have something here, you know, and training camp, hey, we might have something here. But we do all this here in April when people were saying, you know, oh, don't have to pay Dak. He's not worth the money and stuff, you know. And the smart people were saying, you know, sign this dude now and start team building. You know, you had the Hendricks out there. You had the Barkleys. You had the Mixons. You know, there was so many names out there, man. You got Hopkins. Could have brought Cooper back. You know, you think of all the things that we could have done to build this team, you know. But then we like, okay, well, hell, you know, we got a team on the field. We got a shot. And I know earlier you referenced Harlem Nights, you know, and I remember when they say, you know, that white boy got a shot. And Fred Fox said, yeah, he got a shot in his ass. So that's what we got a shot. We got a shot in our ass, you know what I mean? But, you know, look, you got things like in Pittsburgh, Rico fumbled at the goal line. Everybody's like, man, Zeke wouldn't have fumbled at the goal line. Now Zeke fumbles at the goal line. Oh, we should have gave the ball to Rico. You know, so,
he should have been on this team.
Look, with this, hey, man, with the stupidity that we've been doing this year, man, the football guards are just not with us. We done pissed off the guards. We done pissed off the coach. We done pissed off the owner. We got the quarterback out. We've had a plethora of injuries. You know, and like I said, in April, we knew what we was getting into. We didn't really see all the injuries and stuff and everything, but we knew what was gonna happen, man. We knew we was gonna be at this point, but we all fans, so we want to cheer our team on.
To be honest, I did not. Granted, I never ever thought the Cowboys would have this many. Like, there's no way I pictured that. Right. Yeah. But I always say this about this team because it is a top heavy team. And we joked about this in the post game show. This is a team that skips leg day. Right. This team is always, you know, the biceps, the traps, the pet, like everything is yeah. Right. They put the steroids to the top of the roster. Right. And then they skip leg day. So if the top of the roster is not performing like top guys or you suffer injuries, then you will start to see just how dysfunctional this team and organization can be because they don't have quality coaching. They don't have a quality front office. It is quite literally all on the top end of the roster. And if your top end of the roster starts taking hits, which the Cowboys did on defense, and obviously now the Cowboys are doing on offense, then this is what you get. So my thought process for years has always been, well, if this team doesn't suffer catastrophic injuries, they'll be in the playoff. They'll be in a race. They'll win 10 games. Cool. But if they do, well, that's a different story. Like, I don't know that they can overcome catastrophic injuries. And a lot of teams you can say can't overcome it. But I also could say I'm seeing teams do it. I watched a team in Philly win the Super Bowl overcoming a catastrophic injury. The Packers did that in 2010, obviously a long time ago. Other teams, you know, suffer certain type of injuries and they still go. I don't think the Cowboys are built enough from the top to the bottom to be able to do it because when they lose guys, this front office isn't going out to replace them. This front office wasn't aggressive enough in the offseason to build on top of what they were last year. In fact, they got worse. And then when you suffer those injuries, you become even worse. So that's kind of where I was. I am shocked, obviously, that we are where we are because of the injuries. But if we were like this, without the injuries, 3-6 playing this way, and I know they were playing bad earlier, then it would be an even more of an indictment. I just hope they don't use the injuries as an excuse, right? Like, don't use this as an excuse. You had a shitty offseason in general.
Well, you know, the player of the team and stuff the last few years, you know, they just covered up for all the stuff that we see right now that's really coming to a head. You hear what I'm saying?
Yep.
And like I said, I'm a fan, man. I'm gonna cheer for my team, man. But God, it's just like this year, man. I'm gonna support my president, even though I don't like who he is and whatever. You know, this is the country I live in. You hear what I'm saying? You know, and I'm trying to do the best with what I got. You hear what I'm saying? You know, so it's the same thing with the Cowboys. I'm trying to see the best in what we got, even though it's very, very dysfunctional. You know, I'm trying to see the best in it. You know, and you look at, you know, you have Troy Aikman. He comes out to talk about, you know, the team and stuff like this here. You know, and Troy Aikman is a very good quarterback that played with a great team. When Troy Aikman was out there, they probably had about 5 or 6 quarterbacks that was better than Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman was a very good quarterback on a great team. And the same thing with Dak. Dak is a very good quarterback, but he's never getting a chance to play with a great team, man. And that is a travesty. And that comes from the top all the way down to the bottom, man. When we got Zim, we supposed to have this fiery defensive coach. He's been neutered. You know, you got Harris. He's supposed to be this fiery dude. All these dudes seems like, you know, and then Parsons comes out talk about the head coach not working hard. We don't see the practices. But if Parsons saying that, I've seen lazy practices. I've seen lazy coaches,
that's not
lazy
what he said.
practices.
I can't let you do that. I can't let you do that. He did say the coach is not working hard. That's not what he said.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't see the practices, okay? But from how lethargic that the team plays, seems like the practices are about just as lethargic. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I'm just seeing what I see on the field.
Coach,
you know, and a lot of teams say,
the coach quite literally said multiple times, we did not have good practices this week.
We do not have good practices. What is that about, man? What is that about? And then we see a lot of times where we say, hey, man, this player should be playing. This player, you know, how can you let a player stay out there for multiple times looking so bad and not replace him with somebody else to see if we can get something? You know, I was like, what is this, man? Come on.
That's why.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Wrap it up.
No, that's
wrap it up, B.
That's that's the politics song, brother. You ask why are certain other players not playing? It's because of politics. Yeah, that is, man. And you know what? Usually when I get on, man, I have a lot of energy and stuff, man, but they done sapped all my energy from me, man. I look at the game, man, and I was getting a little happy at the first of it. I say, hey, it might be one of them Sundays, you know what I mean, when freaky things happen. But then we fall back down to reality. You know what I'm saying? We got still gonna pick it up and run 90 yards for a touchdown, man. Well, the game was over. But I didn't play. You know, I last week on the show, I said, you know, 0-0 before the ball's kicked. I don't care who's out there, whether it's Ryan Leaf, whether it's John Kitna, whether it's Tony Dak, whether it's, you know, Stephen McGee, whether it's who else do we have out there, man? It don't matter, bro. Like, I always feel like, hey, here we go. Any given Sunday, let's do it. But the minute that what's his name, Saquon Barkley do some Ninja Warrior shit on us, I'm sitting my ass right back down like, all right, we knew this was really going. This is what really was going to happen. As soon as Saquon hit Kendricks with a and Kendrick and DeMarvion Overshown start hugging. I said, yeah, this is a wrap.
But you know what? I saw you and Botch during the last game, man, when y'all was doing the field breakdown, and y'all could not stop laughing. Y'all just could not stop laughing. And that's what I do, man. Sometimes I look and I just cannot. I know this is just high comedy. I just cannot stop laughing. You know, but I'm hating that the team losing. I'm hating that I'm down here in the Houston area, and the Texans are raring to put a whooping on the boys. It used to be one time that the Texans didn't care nothing about the season. All they cared about was beating the Cowboys. You hear what I'm saying? and they got a prime chance to just wax that ass, you know. So I'm just, like I said, I still wear my stuff, man. And as the caller said before, man, I'm gonna still, you know, I ain't got a whole lot to say, but I'm still a Cowboy fan. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got a whole lot to say. Yeah, they do it. I ain't got a whole lot to say, but I'm still a Cowboy fan. And we still them boys. You know what I'm saying? And before I get out of here, yeah, before I get out of here, I need to put a smile on your face and say, how about them Cowboys?
I appreciate your point, Dexter. Steps.
Later.
Hey, tell you something, man. Houston is about to up Cooper Rush or whoever. Y'all see what they did? Jared Goff and CJ Stroud was having an interception off the other night. That's crazy to me. What a game, though. I'm just watching that game, and I already knew this. If you go watch the post game show, I'm just sitting here like, I don't know if people have been watching the like D'Amico Ryan's defenses are uber aggressive. That front seven aggressive. They picked off Jared Goff 5. Jared Goff ain't had 5 completions in a month, dog. Incompletions. I'm sorry, 5 incompletions. He threw 5 picks. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I ain't finna watch them boys film. Not the defense. No. Selfishly, I'm going to watch their offense because Bobby Slow. And I know they're struggling this year, injuries, offensive line. Old boy hasn't been the same, but schematically, I still like what they do. Ooh, turn my angle. I like what they do. And I don't know what's up with old boy Stroud, bro. He had my man wide open in the end zone. He just decided to just Oh, there you go. Bloop, threw up a lollipop. And Branch came out, whoever it was came out. Oh, Carl Davis came out of nowhere with the pick. But I'm gonna watch their offense. You know, I don't want to watch their defense. What is our offense finna do? Not that our defense, man. But what is our offense really going to do again? D'Amico Ryan and them boys, but what's his name? Daniil Hunter? Oh, he about to tee off. Yeah. Sitting here watching that. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing, Dre. Threw 5 picks and they got the dub. Come on. But we still got people in this damn fan base that think it's all about one person. Watching the team throw 5 picks and they get a dub. Watching another team whose all-time quarterback is not having a good year whatsoever and they're undefeated. Boy, this whole quarterbacks the win-loss is a quarterback stat crowd. It is not y'all year. Not y'all year. No, sir. And they all swap jerseys, man. Y'all be worried about the wrong damn things. And keep on worrying about the wrong damn things. They all swap jerseys. They all swap jerseys. They got nothing to do with getting your ass whooped on that field and preparing better and calling better plays and putting out better teams in the offseason. But they swap jerseys and they got podcasts. Yep. That's where we at with this organization, man. We are so conditioned to everything else that does not matter. Maybe it's because the owner goes on the radio and he gives us these headlines to talk about, and the big wig networks, they go on here, and the loud minorities say things and we run with it. But the real shit doesn't matter. Right over the head, man. Let me go ahead and do one more of these refreshes. We good to go. All right, good stuff today. I knew first day back after that debacle, we run into OT a little bit. Be back tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to start prep because, like I said, I just really want to look at the Texans offense. Selfishly. Sorry, I'm being selfish, y'all. So we might have a day and a half on the Texans. But might see if we can get a guest line tomorrow. We'll see what's up. Other than that, if you enjoyed the show, hit the like button on the way out. Share this thing with your friend, family, and foe who need a place to go for Cowboys coverage. Not the fodder, not the low-hanging fruit, but a real Cowboy coverage. Bring them here, man. And then press this button and get up out of here.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Saw a lot of Deion talk, too. Deion. If Deion is willing to not have power with the Cowboys, sure. I don't know what make y'all think Deion Sanders is going to come here to be second, third, fourth fiddle. And ain't happening, player.
Bomb Squad!